dude, you can be 15 years old learning this business and make money tomorrow.
Wow. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We got Dre and Jeff in the building from Land Flipping Empire.
When you hear real estate, the first thing you think about is house.
Yeah.
People don't understand that real estate starts with the ground, you know? That's what the real is.
Because we need help, Rich. Like, there's a lot of deals out here and we can't close over 40 million parcels, just the two of us.
So what would be the fastest you say somebody that you've taught has made money?
It's literally just you versus you when you first get started. I remember like it was yesterday, her name is Dana Mitchell. And a week later, she closes her first deal for.
If I wanted to start to make money today, what would you do?
They can only go so far. I wasted 4 or 5 months just watching videos on YouTube instead of cutting my time in half paying for it.
Hey guys, we realize a lot of you are coming to the page and enjoying the content, but we see a lot of you still aren't subscribed. And so if you could click that subscribe button, it'll help our channel grow and give you more episodes with a lot of amazing individuals. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Attractive Mindset. And today's guests have already been here on the show. They came back for another repeat episode. And listen, their episodes have been going crazy over the past couple years, actually.
2 years.
Like they just been both of their videos and they make money off of dirt, literally. And I know it's gonna sound crazy to the ones who haven't seen them before, but I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We got Dre and Jeff in the building from Land Flipping Empire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What it do, man? Glad to be back, Rich.
Hell yeah. What's up? What's up? Tell the people about yourselves, man.
Yeah, so first and foremost, for the people out there that don't know who I am, I'm Jeffrey Outsourcing, land investor based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And I'm DeAndre. I'm a land investor based out of Fort Lauderdale, 29 years old.
There you go. So, man, the first episode that we did was a single episode with Jeff.
Yeah.
And then the second one we did was an episode with both of y'all. And so we're going to do a little mix of an episode where we're going to go from befores and afters because we still want to give people that are new some knowledge on what you've talked about already. But we also want to touch on what you've updated since then, too. So for the people who don't know what land flipping is off rip, what is land flipping?
So land flipping is basically where you get a contract for a vacant piece of land, and then you turn around and you sell it for higher. So we're normally selling these vacant lots to residential home builders. Right? We market to the sellers, we get them on the contract at let's say $20,000, and then we turn around and we flip it to the builder for $40,000, and then we're making that $20,000 in between.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you don't need a license. You don't even need real estate experience, right? If you got hustle and grit, man, you can come from the bottom. I'm talking about negative $100 in your account. You can be a felon. You can come into this business and make 6 figures your first year.
And so it's literally like a no-face industry kind of thing.
No face, no case industry.
Wow.
That's the best.
You just make a business and do what you need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's better than flipping houses, renting houses, Airbnb, all of that stuff.
Yeah, because, we don't have to go out to these houses. We don't have to, figure out the cost of repairs. We don't even have to put any money down. You know what I'm saying? All we're doing is, like DeAndre said, we're going direct to seller, people who own these properties. And, we're just trying to figure out what are their plans with it, right? Do they want to sell or do they want to build? And majority of these people, they have no emotional attachment to their land because it's just dirt. And a lot of people that we come across, they live out of state. They live in places like Ohio, Kentucky, and, they buy properties in Florida, years ago, thinking that they were going to build a dream home, but life catches up with them, and now they just want to sell it for money, and that's where we come in as the middleman. We get them on a contract, and then we partner up with home building companies all across the state.
So do y'all ever find land that y'all end up wanting to keep yourself?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we definitely own a few parcels ourselves. Especially when we come across a really good deal, when it has some good equity on it. Yeah, we'll take it down ourselves with, plans to either sell later or, probably put a house on it in a few years, right? Because that's the next step, right? Obviously, we've been wholesaling for a really long time. We built the business around it, but I know for sure, me and DeAndre have discussed like the next step is definitely development. For sure.
Got you.
Yeah, I definitely. So I came across an opportunity where I came across 7 acres of land, and I could have sold it, probably made about $50,000 on it
In South Florida.
and in South Florida. Yeah. So I could have made about 50 on it, but when I looked at the location, I looked at how strategic it was. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to take this one down, or in other words, buy it myself and just hold it. So I decided to hold it myself and keep it, and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I hold it, I sell it, and still make the 50 or more.
Got you.
If you're feeling trapped and you're stuck in your 9 to 5, make sure you tap in with the Land Flipping Empire, where we can help you close your first land deal in 2025. Click the link below to book a call.
Okay. And so you guys also teach people how to do this stuff.
Right,
sir.
Being a coach in itself is a lot.
Yeah.
Is a lot.
Yeah.
And so when you're teaching people that have never touched this amount of money, because the average median, especially for the Black American, is only $41,000 in a year.
Yeah.
And now you're saying things like, I could have made $50,000 off the deal. I could have made $20,000 off the deal, $10,000 off the deal. How are you approaching these people with this mindset where they're not, yo, y'all are scamming?
Yeah, so we basically we like to give them the breakdown, right? We give them the case studies, we show them the conversations with the sellers, the conversations with the buyers. We even show them the checks, right? How much we made, the systems that we use. So we show them the entire proven system. And then we also have people that have already made 6 figures in the academy that it's proof that it works. And then once they become a part of the Land Flipping Empire Academy, they can reach out to these students and ask them questions like, what is it like working with Jeff and DeAndre? Are they answering questions? What was your experience like? How long did it take you to get your first deal? So we have multiple 6-figure students. All right. And then anybody that joins, they can talk to these 6-figure students. They can talk to me and Jeff directly, and then they'll have full access to the training videos, everything. And again, we have HUDs, to prove our assignment fees and everything. So,
wow.
Yeah, no fluff around here, Rich.
Major. No, that's major. And cultivating these kind of communities and whatnot, how do you create something that's built around a certain level of structure that gives people what they need to go from A to Z, being Smo Joe off the street?
I think it comes down to, man, is just putting it in a way where it makes sense for everybody, right? Because I know there's a lot of people that are looking for, another side hustle where they can make extra money on the side. And we kind of have built it to where like anybody can come in, right? You can come from nothing, or, you can be working a 9 to 5 full time. And, the way we have it structured, Rich, is for people to come in, follow the blueprint, right? It's literally a cheat sheet, right? It's like, hey, you have a test the next morning. It's like, hey, I'm showing you the answers to make sure you get an A on this test. Follow every single step. Don't skip it, right? Hey, you may go through some trials and tribulations during your journey, but still stick to the steps, because if you stick with the steps, you will see success in the end. So we kind of have it breaking down, man. And like, dude, Rich, we can actually teach this business anywhere, like at a middle school, high school, right? And for those that pick up on the information, right, they usually take the knowledge, the information, and they run with it. So it's I want to say, man, it's definitely I want to say it's 100%. Like, dude, you can be 15 years old learning this business and make money tomorrow.
Wow.
Right. That's how simple we have it breaking down. Yeah.
So what would be the fastest you say somebody that you've taught has made money, and how much did they have to spend to make the amount they made?
So one of our students, I remember like it was yesterday, her name is Dana Mitchell. She came into our academy. I remember, we got off the phone. She signed up the same day. And a week later, she closes her first deal for $5,000. Wow. So like I said, there's students that come into our academy and take immediate action, right? And then obviously there's some students that, kind of pace themselves. They're trying to test the waters. But man, if you come into the space and you just have this relentless attitude that, hey, I know this works because Jeff shows me checks. Dre has shown me checks, and he's actually shown other people make money from this business. I know it works, and that I have to put the work in. Hey, it's literally just you versus you when you first get started. But as far as with the costs, I mean, if you have $1,000 sitting in your account, that's really all you need in order to get started with wholesaling land.
Wow.
Right? Because there's certain softwares that we use that we tell people to get, because it's what's going to generate income for your business, right? Because you need leads, right? You need to find the right markets. You need the right texting platforms that we provide for our students.
Got you. Okay. And so if land flipping is as massive as y'all make it sound, how come more people aren't into it?
Well, because most people don't know about it. Most people only know about house flipping because HGTV. They, it's like I would say it's more generalized. Like flip this house. There's so many flip this house TV shows, and they turn it into this whole entertainment aspect of it. They cut a lot of stuff out of it, by the way. But that's what, I'm flipping houses. When you hear real estate, the first thing you think about is house.
Yeah.
People don't understand that real estate starts with the ground. That's what the real is. It's the ground underneath the estate. Real estate. Yeah. That's where it starts from. So they kind of miss the land aspect. So we just decided, you know what? We're gonna look for the land. We're gonna look for the real. So when everyone's looking at houses, rundown houses, trying to flip houses, we're looking at high grass. We're looking at vacant lots in between houses that there's nothing there. It doesn't look like no one's building. It's just sitting. Grass is high. Maybe you see potholes. Maybe you see people parking in this person's vacant lot. Like, all right, this land is just not being used, or it's not useful. So we get in contact with the owners and we're trying to find out. We're trying to make them an offer and then sell it over to a builder. So when you hear real estate, most people think houses. That's the first thing. Yeah. So no one thinks about land when they mention real estate.
Yeah. And so would there be like you said you guys want to get into development. What exactly does development look like for y'all?
So development looks like you can go about it a couple of different ways. But so like, for example, with the 7 acres that I purchased, I'm going into building like a mobile home park, like a mobile home community. That's what I'm doing with development. But you can get into subdivisions where you can build single family homes, townhouses, apartments. But I'm choosing to do the mobile home investing, or the mobile home builds, where I'm buying the land, developing the land, and then getting the mobile homes delivered, and then renting them out, and then kind of creating like a mobile home park.
Gotcha.
And then the ultimate goal is to sell the mobile homes to the people that live in them, and then just charge them like lot rent. So make money on the lot rent, make money on the note, because I'll carry the note for them, like a mortgage for them. So the ultimate goal is to just make cash flow without having to deal with repairs and maintenance. Transfer
Facts.
all the maintenance and repairs to the people that live in the properties. So that's kind of what it can look like.
Now that's dope. So what does your team look like now? Like, what is essential for y'all team to function without you guys being too hands-on?
Yeah, so our team, because me and DeAndre, we both have our own 2 separate wholesale companies.
Okay.
But with my team, I have a staff of over 10 people now, because I actually opened up an office in Colombia.
Let's go.
Where, I have bilingual employees that help me out a lot with inbound leads, because we do come across a lot of foreign sellers that speak Spanish. And that was one thing that we were leaving a lot of money on the table, because we would have a lot of people text us back inquiring, wanting to sell their property, but they just didn't know English. And that was one thing that was hurting my business, and we were missing out. I'm talking about,
so it's like a call center.
Dude, yeah, we were leaving millions on the table because we just didn't know Spanish. So, I took the initiative to go out to Colombia, kind of recruit some bilingual people that knew English and Spanish. And yeah, man, I hired a team out there, man, and they've been able to kind of literally 10x everything for me, right?
That's
because
fire.
Now we're able to close Spanish deals and English people, right? All in just, it's like a one-stop shop. And then with these guys, they're doing everything. They're making the offers, they're writing the contracts, they're getting these deals sold to the builders. So to the point where I don't really have to do anything but just check emails, make sure that they're just hitting the numbers, right? We're hitting our quota every single month. And yeah, man, it's really that, right? But I want to say it's not as easy as people, as we make it look like,
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you still got to manage the people in your
course.
business. So, obviously you get people coming up with excuses. Oh, I can't make it to work today. Or, hey, I got a family member that I got to attend to. But, regardless, at the end of the day, I still have hungry employees, because, in Colombia, it's a different type of living.
Yeah.
The average Colombian makes $350 a month. So,
wow.
I'm coming in as, an investor looking to pay them a little bit more. So, they're a lot more grateful and willing to do the work, twice the work. So I get a lot of bang for my buck for sure.
I didn't know that. The average Colombian makes about $350 a month.
A month.
That's
so,
insane.
I kind of focused on outsourcing and finding those Spanish quality people out there because there's a lot of people that's smart, right? Out in Colombia, there's people that have master's degrees, PhDs, but they drive Ubers, because it's not that much work where it's good pay out there in Colombia. So
that's fire.
Yeah.
And so do you sell land out there as well, or
No.
they just distribute stuff here?
Distribute stuff here. Yeah, strictly like a call center where they're just talking to nothing but American inbound leads.
Is there a reason you won't sell land out there?
It's not a reason. I mean, we don't have any type of software where we can find, vacant land out in Colombia. It's pretty much word of mouth out there, I want to say.
Who needs software when you got people?
You're right. You're absolutely right. No, you're 100% right. So, there's realtors out there that I've been able to connect with. I even was out there in Colombia with a buddy of mine. His name's Andres. He has a operation out there as well. He has like 15 employees, and he was somebody that I was pretty much, getting advice from when it comes to running the cold calling company out there in Colombia. And, just going out there looking at some land, there's definitely a lot of opportunity, but I just don't know how to get to it yet.
Gotcha.
But in due time, I'll figure out how to flip land overseas, because the minute we find that, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact that we already doing it here in America, where there's still not that much, competition. Yeah. If we can find out how to flip land overseas, trust me, we'll tell the whole world, because now it's like it's global, and land is infinite, right? But right now, America keeps us busy because, Rich, there's over 40 million parcels down here. No, and honestly, America is still there's no saturation in this business.
I've always thought about y'all business as more of like I don't know. My brain is hard to think small scale, unfortunately. Yeah. Like I always dramatize things. It's a blessing and a curse sometimes. Yeah. But, I've always thought about, what if it was like a network? So let's say LFE network, where you bring in your top students or whatever. Maybe not your top students, because they've already eaten too much. Yeah. And so they expect too much. But people that could become your top student, and you have them work the trade a certain type of way, and then you leverage literally like 15 to 18% off top to where they're finding the deals, but you're paying all the back end, all the taxes, all the software, all the whatever, all everything. And they're doing literally the upfront work. You're just covering the back end. You play like the middleman, the true middleman. Yeah. And you take 15 to 18% off top. I think that would make you crazy residually rich. Yeah. Crazy residually rich. And that's just I don't know. I feel like it's possible though. Yeah. I feel like it's possible. Because I'm just thinking about it from like a ROV perspective. If I go get, a videographer, somebody like Sims, whatever, they have the skill set, but I'm finding the job. I'm finding the whatever. They have their own camera, they have their own shit. Yeah. But I'm finding the essence for them to do X and Y. And covering everything else on the back end and dealing with the client. And they literally just got to go do it. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like,
that's not a bad idea, But we do partner with our students on deals, right? So where, yes, we'll give them all the information, all the scripts, all the contracts, right? We'll provide them with all the tools, even the markets, right? Because sometimes students don't know where to start, right? What area to start. So we'll provide them with everything. And then, we have our students bring us deals to where, hey, if they don't have a buyer for it, we'll go and split the deal 50-50, or most likely right now, I think we're doing 60-40 splits with our students. So, we usually want them to make more because obviously it'll kind of keep them motivated to just keep going and still be a part of the academy.
Y'all are nice guys.
I mean, hey, we definitely are nice guys for sure. But,
because you could employ them.
We can employ them, but not everybody's employable.
Of course, but most people are.
Most people are, for sure, 100%. And that's where, me and DeAndre got to go back, you know, read the playbook and change up some plays a little bit, because I'm not gonna lie.
Because if you're giving a 60-40 split,
yeah,
and they're already bringing you something, just say, hey, come join the team.
Yeah.
And we'll take care of you. Go do the same thing that you're already doing and just bring it to us on the back end. We'll make sure that you have this X and Y. We'll pay you quarterly.
And that's not a bad idea. Like I said, that's something I got to talk to Dre with, because, you know, I don't know how you'd want to go ahead and kind of.
Because the thing about it, especially when it comes to a psychological level, is most people don't want to be responsible for the overhead of it.
Yeah.
And so if you take that responsibility off rip, now you're working in quantity numbers and your percentages will always win. Even if you only take a 20% threshold, let's say, from them. If they're doing the base amount of the upfront work, let's say you get 10 people to do that. That's 20% times 10 now. That's not 20% times 1. They can do more than whatever at a given time. And so now you're X amounting what? If it was 50 deals you were getting a week, now you're doing that times 10.
Yeah.
So you might get 500 deals a week now, 20% of that.
I'm not gonna lie, Rich. You just definitely gave us a play just now, and I'm grateful for that. I ain't gonna lie.
It's the power of just thinking bigger. But no, I'm
sure.
just thinking in that way. And so now, you know,
kind of running like a brokerage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got you.
You know, and even with that, there's other plays. I'm not gonna give y'all all the gems on Cam, but there's other plays even from a PR standpoint, because it is a market that doesn't get talked about too often.
Yeah. Right.
And so, no, that's definitely dope. And so when you tell people that, yo, we just randomly kind of got into this, you know, what is your story into getting into this for the people that don't know? How'd you start?
So pretty much, man, how I started, you know, I was doing research one night, right? Because I was wholesaling houses in the beginning, and it was tough, Rich, right? I wasn't able to close my first deal, you know, on a house deal, because like DeAndre said in the beginning, when people hear real estate, they hear houses, right? And that's what we started off doing first, right? Chasing these house deals. And, you know, I kind of got burnt out. I low-key wanted to just throw in the towel, but I talked to DeAndre one day. I was like, hey, man, what else can we flip out here, dog? Like, it can't just be houses, man. Like, what else? He was like, man, we can flip land, apartments. And I was like, okay, land, that's different. Okay, let me do some research. And I was just up all night doing some research on YouTube. And I ain't really see that much content on it, man. Like, not a lot of people was talking about it. And I was like, you know what, man, let me just take action on it, right? Dre was like, hey, bro, just take action. You already know the basic knowledge of wholesaling. All you're doing is just changing pretty much the niche, right? So instead of houses, we're chasing land. So just use what you know already with wholesaling houses and just apply it to land. And I took action one day, Rich. I ended up finding a motivated seller in Miami, and it was the easiest deal. And that's kind of why I fell in love with it, because it was so easy, Rich. Like, the dude, he had a lot listed on Zillow for he had a lot listed on Zillow for $50,000. And Rich, all I did was text this guy. I said, hey, man, would you take $40K? And he was just like, yeah, if you can close in a week. And I didn't have $40,000 to my name. So I was like, wait, I kind of got a motivated seller. Let me see if I can sell this and make some profit. And ended up finding a buyer who actually bought 2 properties on that same street. Ended up calling that buyer, seeing if he wanted to buy my property. And he said, yeah, I can close in a week at $45K. Send me the contract. And I literally sent the seller a contract for $40,000. He signed right then and there. As soon as I told him, hey, I can close in a week. And one thing that sticked out, he said he wanted $5,000 as a deposit. And Rich, at the time, I didn't even have $5K to my name. So I just went back to the buyer to see if she would be interested in putting the $5K down for me. And she was like, yeah, just send me the contract. And dude, Rich, I kid you not, 7 days later, I get a call from the title company saying, hey, Jeff, we're all closed out. Come pick up your check. And from there, it was just the ultimate game changer. And I knew land was the business that we had to do, for sure, 100%. Like, it was just, even though it took Dre a little while to come on to the other side, because he was still closing some house deals. You know, he was still making some money. But I think after that, and then when I closed, you know, my 17K deal, Dre was like, all right, yeah, this is where it's at. Yeah, Dre just made that pivot, jumped on, and you know, Dre is the one that actually implemented the whole wholesaling to me though. But
got you. Okay. And so I can understand it from a person working with you perspective, but from like a buyer perspective, if you reach out to me, what stops them from skipping you after that once you present the property and going straight to the seller?
Well, we have contracts to protect yourself. So when you have the contract with the seller, it says in there exclusively like the seller agrees to not go on the contract with anyone else. Right. So you have that contract to protect yourself, and they can't sell or go on the contract with anybody else. And if you're presented to this buyer, and let's just say that they do have a thought like that, if they're not going to move forward, you can just find a new buyer and deal with that buyer. So you protect yourself with contracts in this business. When it comes to real estate, it's all about contracts. So that's how we provide the contracts. We show them how to write it. And then we also have templates that have certain terms in them so that it protects our students from, you know, any things that can happen with real estate, because everything is all contracts.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, because there is times where, you know, sellers might want to back out and they probably have another offer on the table after even they just signed the contract, right, Rich? And now they're like, hey, I don't want to move forward, or they try to ghost us, right? So like DeAndre said, we have contracts like a memorandum, right? I'm actually dealing with that myself. So I had a seller, we were supposed to close, I want to say last year. She ghosted me, Rich, you know, but, you know, we were ready to close. It's, you know, we're probably a week away from closing. She goes, she's not picking up the phone. And I ended up sending a memorandum to the county, pretty much clouding her title, because I'm an interested buyer that wants to buy the property. And she's pretty much, you know, ignoring the contract. And, you know, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much clouded her title. And then I ended up getting a call like 3 weeks ago from a title company saying that, hey, I seen that you clouded the title. Is there any way you can release it? And I seen that it was her that was trying to sell it to another person. And I was like, I told the title company, no, I'm not releasing it until I get a $10,000 check. You know what I'm saying? So currently still dealing with that. I haven't received that money yet, but she can't sell it, right? And the only person she can sell it to is me, because I clouded her title. It's either she sells it to me or she has to pay me $10,000 to release that.
Got you. Okay. No, wow. That's definitely deep.
Contracts are important, and that's what we provide.
Have you ever had somebody die on you mid deal?
Well, yeah. Well, that has happened to me before. But it was two sellers. It was husband and wife, and then it was a $20,000 deal, $20,000 assignment fee, and we were. I don't want it to sound like we're not being, you know, what do you call like remorseful or being considerate, but we were trying to close the deal as fast as we could, because we knew that the husband was about to die and the wife was on board. You know, everybody knew what was going on. So not trying to sound like,
I mean, it's part of the game. That's why I asked, because it happened to me too. And I'm like, yo.
That's crazy.
So we knew the husband was going to die. So we were trying to push the deal faster, but he ended up passing away in the middle of the deal. But luckily, the language that was on the deed of the way that the husband and wife purchased it, it was the language on there that if the husband passed away, that the wife automatically gets the property and there would be no probate or anything. They would go straight to her. So but that language saved us from having to do some probates or finding heirs and all this extra stuff. So we was able to still do the deal, and I was able to make the $20,000 on the deal. But it has happened before for sure.
Got you. Okay. And there's no way that y'all can structure y'all contract to avoid something like that if the deed is not structured in a way where it's favorable?
Well, you can't really put nothing in your contract to do that. It's always on how the sellers took title to the property. If they took the title as husband and wife, if they took it as an two individuals, or if they took it as business partners, or if they took it as an LLC. So it depends on how they took title. When I say how they took title, it means how they bought it. So if you're out there purchasing real estate, how you're purchasing it is very important, right? When they add, because the title company, who handles the closings, they're going to ask you, are you married? Are you single? Are you going to put this in a business? Are you going to put it in a trust? Right. So they ask you that because once you take title a certain way, it is so hard to change it.
Yeah.
So the way that they buy, the way that they take title or the way that they purchase the property is it's essential. And that is going to play a role when you come in and you're trying to do a deal with them.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And so if I'm brand new to the game and I want to get into the game right now, let's say I watched a couple of YouTube videos, everything. If I wanted to start to make money today, what would you do?
I would definitely go to landflippingempire.com, right? Book a call with either me or Jeff, and then tap in with us. We're gonna give you the real. We're gonna hold your hand. We're gonna guide you to get your first land deal. We're gonna show you our proven system. We're gonna show you everything that we're doing, and it's still working because we're still using it. So you're getting guidance from people that are still in the field. We're pros and we're experts, and like I said, we're still at it today. So I would tap in with me and Jeff for sure if you're ready to get started.
Yeah, because the main thing, right? Our goal is to help all the new people out there cut their time in half from watching all the free YouTube videos out there. And don't get me wrong, for anybody out there that's brand new, they can start off watching YouTube, right? Everybody has access to YouTube, but they can only go so far, right? Because I'm just talking from experience. I wasted 4 or 5 months just watching videos on YouTube instead of cutting my time in half, paying for a mentor who's going to help me get there in less than 60, 90 days. You know what I'm saying? So just like DeAndre said, man, landflippingempire.com, tap in with us, book a call. Like, we want to help as much people as this year, right? The goal is to help at least over 100 people make over 6 figures in this business because we need help, Rich. Like, there's a lot of deals out here and we can't close over 40 million parcels, just the two of us. Even 200 people can't even close 40 million parcels. So it's a lot of land out here, Rich, untapped land that a lot of people don't know that they can have access to and reach out to these people and actually help them, because there's people out here that need to sell their property. They just don't know how to.
Do you guys see you only do business out here?
Well, no, we do business all
over the country.
I've done land deals in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, done deal in Texas.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do these land deals in your backyard. You could do these deals in all 50 states. And from the comfort of your home, you just have to know the steps and the foundations, and it can work in any state.
Yeah.
Is there like a big competitor that you notice that always is buying stuff alongside of you or making deals with you guys, where you're like, man, they have like a big business or anything like that?
No, not in that way, but there are national builders that we work with. So we may work with a builder that's in Florida, but they also buy in 20 other states. So that's not necessarily a competitor. That actually benefits us, because if we're tapped in with this residential land buyer or this builder in Florida, then we can say, hey, I see you guys doing deals in Utah as well. Can you connect me with your Utah team? And now you could be doing land deals in Utah. Yeah. Hey, we see you guys are buying vacant land in Los Angeles, California. Especially if you have a good relationship with the person you're doing deals with. Oh yeah, we can connect you with our team in California, New York, wherever you want to go, or wherever you want to do deals at. So also the people that I build the relationships with, the initial builder or the land acquisitions manager, we like to call them, they are connected to the entire database nationwide. So if you have a good relationship with them and you're bringing them quality deals and you have this established relationship with them, they have no problem connecting you to their other colleagues, because they know this guy is reputable. He brings good quality deals. I've made a lot of money with him. Yeah. So they have no problem connecting you. So it's not competition. It's more collaboration in that way.
Okay. No, that's definitely dope. And so just to reconfirm, so a builder is the one who buys the land from you.
That's correct.
Yep.
And when they buy the land from you, they then go into development.
Yes. That's correct.
Okay. Yes. And that's what you guys want to do with the land that you have now, or to do.
The one that we purchased for ourselves.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do what they do.
Yeah, yes. Of course. Because at the end of the day, that's, those are bigger plays, right? Don't get me wrong. But, starting off, everybody's first mindset should be how to go from 0 to 100, right? And wholesaling land is the best blueprint and the best model to do that, because you can generate $100,000 in a blink of an eye, less than 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely big payouts. And that's why I always tell people, hey, when you're first getting started in real estate, start off with wholesaling, right? I even tell people, hey, don't even get a license, right? Start off with this, because you're learning major skills like knowing how to find off-market properties at a discount. That's a skill in itself. And Rich, once you learn that skill, you're forever going to be profitable. You're never going to go broke, because you know that one skill and you know how to find properties at a discount where you can go ahead and turn around and make $10, $15, $20,000 every single time, because you just learn that skill. So I tell people, hey man, this wholesaling is honestly, in my opinion, the best way to get started in real estate. Fuck being a realtor.
Yeah.
No disrespect to all the realtors out there. Yeah. Because I love them. We work.
There's a lot of them though.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. We work with them as well. But honestly, man, if your eyes is on the prize, which is that green, that money, right? You want to chase that money and actually help people with their situation. Wholesaling land is the best way to go.
Got it. Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. And you only have the academy. You don't have any like course or anything like that for people to do it, or how's that structured?
Well, right now, so the academy has changed from what we were doing previously. We were previously doing monthly subscriptions. So we're no longer doing monthly subscriptions at the moment. So everybody who's interested in joining the academy have to book a call with us. And then right now our academy is going to be $6,000, right? Or it can be broken up into 2 payments of $3,000. All right. Or if they're ready to pay right then and there, then it can be $5,000. We'll give them $1,000 off if they're ready to go today. So and then what we're doing as well, we're giving them 3 months free of the Flip for CRM. So that's going to give them a head start into their land flipping business as well, because if you're getting into this business, you need a system, you need automations, you need a way to keep all your leads in one place. So that's the change that's one of the big changes that we've made from then to now. So no more monthly subscriptions. You book a call, we talk to you about what we have to offer, and then that's our new pricing at this time.
Gotcha. And how do your students usually find you now?
Well, normally through landflippingempire.com. Still on YouTube. We do have a lot of YouTube videos. And then Google
and Instagram as well.
Instagram. So Instagram is a big one. We get a lot of DMs on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. No, definitely, man. This was a reinvigorating kind of a conversation to just see from where you started. I remember y'all first website. That thing was crazy, to where you are today, and that's why we like to bring people back to show the level of growth.
Yeah, for sure.
We've had a few people come back that. One person just started off building websites by herself, and now she's in Texas with like 7 houses, and she owns 2 apps, and so that happened in the span of a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? And so life can dramatically change within a year and a half. Yeah. You can be doing different things. And so what would be the last piece of advice that you would give somebody getting into the world of real estate, not even just land flipping itself, but just real estate? What should they look for as a positive, and what should they look out for as a negative?
Well, I would definitely say that get a mentor, but you need to get mentors that are or a mentor that's actually hands-on with you, but that's also still in the field of real estate, because we see a lot of people that are selling courses, but they're still they're not doing the business anymore.
Gotcha.
Which I would say avoid someone that's selling courses, but they can't show you how much they made from real estate deals. So make sure you get with actual real teachers that are actively in the business. And then make sure they're hands-on with you. Make sure they're hands-on with you. You can actually reach them when it's time for them to be reached. So just stay away from the ones that are selling courses. And then once you join their course, you're not gonna hear from them. They're gonna try to charge you more to even get on the phone. So so I say that's probably the number one thing I would tell anyone today.
That's a gem, especially in a world of ChatGPT.
Yeah, for sure.
Your real estate coach is AI.
Yeah,
real estate coach is AI, man.
Yeah,
you'll get bamboozled quick, bro. Yeah, bro. And it's like I said, it's like DeAndre said, man. Just you got to find credible people that are genuine, that you can actually, like, I always tell people, like, man, you can talk to me and DeAndre. Like, we're not celebrities, right? People can reach out to us, ask us questions, and like, we genuinely want to help people. So, you know, find some genuine people in this game, not people who are just looking to take your money and just run with it and not talk to you, not help you out with a deal and try to help you just figure it out yourself. Because, you know, like I said, me and DeAndre, we've been there. We've lost thousands of dollars investing into the bad and into bad mentors. So got to find the right mentors, got to find the right people that are actively doing deals. And then, you know, from there, just take action, you know, be all in and have faith, right? Because a lot of people, you know, they come into the real estate world and they think it's quick money. They think it's quick cash. This ain't Prize Picks. You know what I'm saying? Where you can turn 100 into 1,000.
Parlay,
yeah. We ain't chasing no fast money. It's, you know, it's a grind, but the payouts are wonderful, right? Because you definitely get rewarded for your work ethic and for the hours that you're putting in. So, you know, I would say, man, just understand that don't have instant gratification when you're coming into real estate, but to honestly put your head down and have faith, right? Because a lot of people usually, you know, I don't know what people's motivations are sometimes. So they usually, you know, depend on other things to kind of keep them going. But I would say, man, the number one thing they should have is faith in them, in God, and then faith in themselves.
Facts.
Right? Because without faith, you're going to crash out every time. Feeling trapped, looking to break free from the 9-to-5 grind and break into real estate? Tap in with the Land Flipping Empire Academy, where we'll show you how to get your first land deal in 2025. Book a call, link below.
Big facts. Y'all charge for consultations?
So right now, we are not charging for consultations, and the reason why is because, like DeAndre said, we have our academy set up totally different now because we're not accepting just anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's certain stipulations that you got to make sure that you qualify for in order to get accepted into our academy. Because, you know, just last year, Rich, you know, we ran the numbers. Our students in assignment fees, everybody that came through the Land Flipping Empire, and assignment fees collectively made over $2 million in transactions as a community. So, you know, once we realized that, wow, okay, we generated that much money, you know, now we want to make sure that we're bringing quality people into our academy that can help us get to 5 million, right? Because it's not about us. It's about the community, and it's about everybody, one band, one sound, making money and doing everything that we have laid out, because it's a blueprint that we want people to follow. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, not everybody is qualified for our academy. So that's why we have people book a call. We want to see if you're qualified, and then, you know, we go from there. And if you're not qualified, hey, no hard feelings.
No, facts.
You know, but, you know, I tell them, hey, find another mentor, or hey, take action with YouTube. But
and that's good. That shows a crazy increase in marketing, because a fact that most people don't know, and I don't know why I know this, but dog food in 2024, let's go to 2023 first. Dog food in 2023, pet food and treats alone, how much money you think they made as a market?
That's crazy. I want to say probably a B. How much?
$45 billion. $45.2 billion. And in 2024, what do you think that number went up to?
65 billion?
Yeah. $64.4 billion.
That's a 20 billion.
And so we have to ask the question, the dog didn't go to the store and said, hey, I like this. And so it's something happening in the mindset of the owners where they're spending more money, because the numbers that didn't change as dramatically were the amount of pet owners. Because if that changed, then it just increased. And of course, an increase is going to happen, but it didn't really change. Yeah. So why are people spending more? Because marketing has gotten more creative to target the actual owner. Yeah. So no, it's the world of marketing is definitely changing. And if dog food can do it,
we definitely
ridiculously,
anybody can. Yeah.
We got to step it up. But man, I appreciate y'all coming back. If people wanted to tap in with you, learn more about your academy, learn more about, you know, coaching, everything, land flipping, where could they do that at?
Well, they can actually text or call me at 561-223-9560. Or they can go to the landflippingempire.com or follow us on Instagram at the Land Flipping Empire.
Yep. And then for personal, For anybody that wants to DM me, try to book a call, they can follow me on Instagram at Jeffrey Altidort, JEFFREYALTIDORT. That's my Instagram. They can, follow me, DM me. And yeah, man, I'm always down to talk to new people, chat, and see how we can help you get started in real estate.
Man, there you have it. Listen, land flipping is one of the most slept on moneymaker giants in the real estate game. And so if you want to learn more about land flipping, how to land flip, how to really get into the steps of doing it, make sure you tap in with Jeff or Dre at landflippingempire.com. And listen, this is another episode of Attractive Mindset. And I'm your host, Moneybag Rich. And as we always say, we look good, we live good. Life is good. Talk to us. We talk back, and we out.